Hey guys, we are live from Family Reunion, Keller Williams.
Let's go.
Yeah, you got to do.
We're super awake too. It's amazing.
2022.
What's up?
I am joined by the two Patricks. I'm between two Patricks today, and I'm super
Where else
excited.
would you rather be?
Nowhere. Family Reunion, 7 a.m. Just live for all the followers. So
Sweet.
you guys may not know these gentlemen. You know who I am.
We know you. Every one of you. We know.
We could see you all. Put a shirt on.
So I want you guys to introduce yourselves first, and tell everyone where you practice real estate and how long you've been with KW, all that jazz. Who wants to go first?
I cede to the good gentleman from Boston.
My name is Patrick Brusil. I am from Boston, Massachusetts. I practice in Boston, the greater Boston area.
Good.
I have been a real estate agent since 2008, and I've been with Keller Williams since 2014.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And tell me a little bit about your team makeup.
So it's just me, and I hired an admin in Q4 of last year because I was getting my ass handed to me daily. And I need to hire another member, I think, at this point, because the business is just a little bit too much. I was on a team as like a buyer agent until the end of 2019, and then I left that and did my own thing. And things have been off the charts. I'm
and
amazing.
you have the world's nicest fucking wax seals.
Yes. Yep.
So this man is like the wax sealer of real estate.
You wouldn't believe it by looking at me, but it's true.
Do you have a napkin on you right now? You can show the camera.
Yeah. You got to pull out a napkin.
We'll get that. Where's the slide, by the way? I'm going to text it out so people can watch.
It's on Instagram.
Okay, awesome. On your account?
Yeah, you have a coffee
mine.
there. You need a napkin.
Yeah.
Look at this
You need
Brusil
a
face.
napkin
On
too,
his
yeah.
napkin. What does it say on it? It says, "Stay awesome, Patrick," and it's got a QR code. I don't know. If
Yeah, I mean,
Scan the QR code
scan
if
the
you're
QR
at home.
code for-
this was clearly not your idea.
No. And so my admin, who's a brilliant, came up with it first. I might have changed the design, but she called me and was like, "I got you napkins," and I was like, "What are you talking about? You got me napkins?" I was like, "This is." In my head, I'm thinking this is not going to work. Like this has to end. And then when I saw them, I was like, "Okay, that's awesome."
That's sweet.
Because we were sending out cookies to our database and stuff, and so she was like, they need a napkin with a cookie, and I was like, okay, this is actually really good.
I like it.
So far, I think they've been a hit, or people are too nice to tell me like that's weird, and they take it. And
Dude, it was awesome.
Thank you.
This sounds weird, but I was sweating so bad yesterday, and I had nothing to do, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have a napkin."
How much did you
I
want
never
that
have
napkin?
napkins.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So
It's like, how much would you pay for a sip of water in the desert? That's what it was.
So Patrick was essentially licking your neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, whatever happens with them, happens with them.
Yeah, exactly. The napkin doesn't tell.
Oh, man.
So so you're in Boston.
Yep.
Madigan, tell everyone where you are. Who you
Patrick
are.
Madigan, Raleigh, North Carolina, one of the best cities in the world. It's where I went to undergrad and studied architecture, moved away for 5 years, did nonprofits, was getting into real estate, and thought maybe we'll move to Raleigh, and then, oh shit, we're pregnant. And so that was not the
We've
plan.
all had that moment.
Yes, exactly. Represent. Yeah, we've been there.
The move to Raleigh wasn't part of mine, but I like that.
Exactly. It can be. I know a realtor. And so that was on March 16th. It'll be 7 years to the day that we stepped foot back in Raleigh. And yeah, my wife's been a stay-at-home mom. Sarah, I hope you're watching this. You're the best. Amelia and Olivia, my beautiful little girls. Hope you guys get to watch this when you wake up. I just sent you the link, Sarah, so I don't know why I'm telling you, because if you're watching this, it means you already got it. But yeah, Sarah's a stay-at-home mom, amazing. And the girls are now 6 and 3. And I've got 2 employees. I've got an admin, Meredith, extraordinaire, who's getting her license, cool stuff in the works. Buyer's agent, Devin, he's been working with me as a showing assistant model for about a year and a half now, and slowly taking on more responsibilities. And then finally quit his job back in October.
Nice.
I made him wait to quit his job till he bought a house.
Nice.
And so I was like, use the W-2.
I like it.
And then as soon as he did that, he was able to put in his notice. And now he's full-time. He signed his contract, and he's killing it. He's got like 4 or 5 buyers under contract, in February alone,
That's
which is way more than I do.
No kidding.
So Devin, what's up, man? You're killing it. And that's pretty much it.
Well, that's awesome. And the Bostonians I guess I'm not really a Bostonian. I just claim it. I'm a Mainer.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Close enough.
What's the Arizona?
I would have never let
Dimmadome?
you on this podcast if I knew you were a Yankees fan.
Oh, I'm not a Yankees fan.
Oh, okay.
No,
right.
that's okay. Yeah, you saw it when I leaned forward, right?
Yeah.
No, this is bedhead. Even though I don't have much hair, there is some, so I'm covering up this morning.
Got it.
But no, this hat I actually just got. It's more of the iconic hat. I went to Chilton, New York for the first time last summer, KWYP event, which we can talk about how YP is just blowing my life
Best thing that ever happened
beyond any expectations. But there was a launch of a new chapter. Flew up there for that last summer. Chilled in town for a few days. Got to go to a game. Sat front row in the outfield. It's on my Instagram. You can check it out.
Sweet.
Amazing. Excited by the hat.
Nice.
Partially for sunburn,
All right,
but also
so-
for style.
Sure.
So we kind of get a little overview of you guys and your business right now, but like some people, like we have a lot of listeners that aren't with KW. So like people are like, what the hell's even family reunion?
Sure.
So what's up, Don?
What's up, Don?
Tell everyone like what is family reunion?
The largest real estate conference in the world. And I mean, look, so it's a conference, right? And I think there may be 10,000-ish people here today.
Yeah, 10 to 15 maybe.
Yeah, which is lower than it normally is. And look, it's 4 to 5 days of insane training and learning and knowledge base and masterminds from who I think are some of the best agents in the business. I mean, sure, they're Keller Williams based, but look, the trainers here are incredible. And then outside of the actual convention, you're probably drinking a lot of tequila, maybe a lot of vodka. For some reason, there's a coffee and not tequila over there right now. But yeah, it's a
How
blast.
Do you know?
I don't know. It was
It's definitely coffee.
Yeah, that's. And how many times have you been to a family reunion?
This is my third, personally.
Third?
I'm going on every even year. 18, 20, and now 22.
Oh, like the Olympics.
Yeah, that's right.
I think this is my 4th or 5th.
Okay.
I mean, I've gone to every single one since 2015, but obviously they didn't have it last year. So I don't know. Yeah.
Watch us
A
on
lot.
Instagram. We're live right now on IG. Yeah, y'all send it to me.
KWRI's senior social media strategist.
Come on in. You want to sit? Come on in.
Yes.
Join us.
Hi, how are you?
Marlise,
Great.
has
Here we are.
KWRI ever
The All In
retweeted my
podcast.
podcast?
David's Instagram.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they have. You didn't see it, but they did.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
She
Exactly.
needs a mic now.
I know. I'm getting
We're
there, I'm
number
getting
one
there.
in India, and Botswana.
Can she introduce
That's
herself?
amazing.
Yeah. Please introduce yourself. We're raw today.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love joining. I just walked right in. I'm Marlise. I'm the senior social media strategist at KWRI.
I'm good.
Patrick. Yeah.
So tell everyone. I have a bunch of listeners, Marlise, who are with KW who aren't.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing we're gonna
I'll
learn
text you when we're done
today
with this.
at
Where
family
are you
reunion?
So it's all about breakouts today. There's not a really
Okay,
big
perfect.
main stage event. Mega
Yeah.
leadership
Dan's
is
awesome,
happening.
by the way.
So if anyone following you is part of our leadership
Yeah.
team, you're going to be hearing from Jason and Mark on stage, getting all the hot tips about how you can help all your people succeed on a higher level and just ultimately make your market centers as amazing as possible.
That's
Otherwise, we've got breakout tracks happening, which means that we basically did it divisionally right now. So
Yeah.
you can kind of choose what course makes sense for your business, whether you're part of a team, a solo agent, whether you're focusing on expansion, whatever is going on. You can pick what track you want to do. Just like dive right into it. There's going to be
Very
so
cool.
many amazing breakout sessions. It's going to be a really, really great day of
Awesome.
learning.
You guys absolutely crushed it with this, setting up this whole event.
Yeah.
I mean, in the landscape of our world today, I mean, I was driving up to the convention. I'm like, I do not know how they pulled this off.
Oh my
It's
God.
How many
absolutely
people are
epic.
working behind the scenes on this?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
We have a small team inside Keller Williams, headquarters, that, starts working on this as soon as mega camp ends.
Sure.
It's like a 6-month cycle for them. They start thinking about what's the branding going to be like? What are all the elements that we need? What's the signage going to be? What's the mega booth going to look like? Actually, 2 of the people that do it are walking by right now.
Beautiful.
But
God love them.
You guys are awesome. Can you shout out her presentation yesterday?
oh my God.
Oh,
You
yeah.
probably can't hear me, so you might have to.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great, awesome.
I talked to KWYP, which is our young professionals group. I'm sure, we've got a lot of people that are part of that here.
And she
Yeah.
killed it. So she's not like me, like a stage. What did Kelly was saying whore yesterday? So I was
That's fine.
I'm
Yeah, we're fine.
I'm a stage whore. I'm a public speaking whore.
Yep.
You got up there and you faced the fear. You looked in the eyes and you pulled it off and you did a great job.
But
Thank
I will
you,
say
yeah.
it's a totally different skill set to talk in front of a crowd versus, look, you blast out to thousands of people on social. Way different though in front of like just the camera making content versus a room of people. That was awesome.
I'm like so much more comfortable doing something small like this and like just talking to, nobody's watching. And then going in front of a room full of people.
But the depth you brought to just sort of the concept of, hey, look, this is how you should approach social media from a, content creation and what to sort of expect from it that was brilliant.
Thank you.
And I think most people don't understand that because it's more like, well, I need to post something. And lost in there is where they are in the sales cycle and the funnel and all that.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people get caught up into, oh gosh, I haven't posted on my social media in a little bit. I need to get something up on Facebook. Right? Like, I just got to post something on Instagram. And so they just make whatever they can as quickly as possible that addresses whatever an immediate need is that they have. And they're not thinking about their audience at all. They're not thinking about the user experience at all. And you've got to think about that stuff on a deeper level. Reverse engineer it is usually what I try to do. What do you want the behavior to be? What do you want your audiences to come away from your page or your content feeling like? And then make content from that.
That's professional.
Voice.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Exactly.
Don't just put out fires. Don't just stick your finger in the damn.
So
holistic strategy.
So Marlise, like the burning question I have is karaoke or dueling pianos?
Oh, karaoke all the way.
Karaoke girl. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta get like a couple drinks in me first, but karaoke all the way. Yeah.
Awesome. Has she gotten a napkin yet?
Right now she is.
The napkins are.
Oh yeah, you need it.
I need it. I got a muffin.
Yeah, please.
Oh my
Talk
gosh,
of family
awesome.
reunion.
This is
Casey.
Patrick. This is amazing.
Casey needs to get me some all-in.
I love the QR code.
Some all-in
Casey,
napkins.
let's
go, Casey.
Awesome. All right, guys.
Hey,
I'm gonna.
thanks for jumping in.
Thank you so much
for having me. This is so great. So cool to see you guys.
Awesome.
Have a great family reunion.
Absolutely, you
Follow
too.
Keller Williams Realty on all the socials.
Heck yeah.
See you guys there.
All right.
Bye, Marlise.
All right, guys. So
Slide back over.
I want to bounce it back to your business for a second because you guys have both been in the business for a few years. Like, what would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned in the last 12 months in your business?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Everything is negotiable. Everything. I think.
Tell me more.
So I think this current market, at least where I am, you're getting down to the, look, in general, I think a sales contract, people were negotiating price. Maybe they were negotiating some things that came up from an inspection, closing dates. But we're talking about now, hey, how long does a seller want to stay in there for? Do they want to leave all their stuff in there? Every single line is negotiable. And I think that for a buyer, they have to be approaching things that way and realizing how much can I actually give to the seller? Like they need to understand they can do whatever they want with this. And I think a seller is taking advantage of that too, but that's the market. Yeah. So for me, it was really everything is negotiable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you knew in theory, but I think now
but
it's starting to be practiced.
You didn't have to practice it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You negotiated a couple things and that was it, but now it is everything.
Yep. Good stuff. How about you, Patrick?
I want to piggyback on that and say one of the things we've added to our offer questions when we're calling the listing agent is, hey, all the typical ones. Hey, is there a favorite closing attorney you want us to use? I'm like, what do you mean? Or escrow agent, title company, whoever closes the transaction, signs the papers. I go, what do you mean? I say, well, usually the buyer is the one who picks it and the seller just cooperates or has their own person. And they say, well, yeah, if you want to use this person, they're great. They do a good job. And as long as I trust it and, you're usually familiar with most of the big players. I don't care. Yeah, let's use your favorite person.
Totally.
If all things are equal and that's what you're excited about, then you never know what's going to get your offer accepted.
Yeah, that's actually a really good tip. I like that.
So for my business, I would say, thanks for going first so I could think about it. I'll go more on the business side of things, not as much on the real estate, but like you can grow into whatever you have the people around you to do. So for me, we've grown a lot this year, and it's due to the people that I have on my team. It's due to Meredith and Devin and the people that are around me. And so you can grow to the extent with which you surround yourself with awesome people. And that also goes with just your community of KWYP and KWSE as well. So
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we wouldn't be live here this morning without my team. And Casey, shout out to Casey, world's best producer, producing the podcast and all of our content.
He's the best looking one here too, which is a shame behind the camera.
Look at that camera. I mean, that hair. It's so good. So I love that. Like, and really the way I'd put it, I think is like your people are your lid. And
People are your lid. Yeah,
your lid.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
People
Yep.
are your lid, and like you got to be constantly be top grading.
Yep.
You know, that talent that you have around you,
Yep.
for their sake and your their sake and our sake.
I think the hardest thing about that is you get look, and I know it's business, but you definitely get close to some people that you just realize at some point, hey, I'm not going to advance past where I am if I continue to have these same conversations with these same people.
Yep.
And that's a tough thing, I think, for a lot of people, because look, you know, if you're friends with someone, you're friends with someone, right?
Yeah.
That's a tough bond to break, but sometimes you just have to go in a different direction too.
Yeah.
And that's okay if you don't always have to grow. I know there can be a lot of pressure and peer pressure, implicit or explicit, that, oh my God, I'm not a mega agent. I'm not here. I'm not at David's level. I'm not at Casey's level, whatever it is. But at the same time, that's great. There are seasons to expand. There are seasons to rest and look inward and to rebuild. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Keller Williams. It's if you want to, it's there. There's a model. And there is someone in this building who's doing way more business than the person below them. And yet within the KW family, they'll open their books to them. They'll give them, they might not give them a full day. Will they give you 30 minutes of their time? Probably. There's a good chance.
Oh, yeah.
And just the mentoring and the growth here is just, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Just like last night, I got my mind blown by that agent who found my phone. Like, just like,
can you
the
tell
generosity is like, it's ridiculous.
So wait. You were in an Uber. You got to your hotel. When did you realize you didn't have your phone on you?
Oh my God. Wait, do you want to get in this now? Or do you have
Let's
another
do it.
direction?
Let's do
Okay,
it.
cool.
No,
Yeah, good.
I don't have a direction for this.
This guy's hijacking your, no, I'm just kidding.
Because my mind is blown by this. I do think people need to hear it.
Okay, so it was a great night. We went to, had an amazing Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment event, had a few cocktails there, and then, you know, the night progresses from one place to the next, and then we ended up at the Dueling Pianos Bar, which was amazing.
Yep.
Which was almost like karaoke because he was playing all the hits, you know, Country Road, Shania Twain, some Lizzo, all the good sing-along songs. And I kept telling people, I got to go home early because this guy's got me on a 7 a.m. podcast. He might be able to hang, but if he wants me to show up in any form of propriety, I need to go to bed. So I actually got back at 11:30, had an amazing Uber ride, talked in Spanish to the dude the whole way. And he was like,
you speak Spanish?
Enough to have a great conversation. And he was like,
you're like the Dos Equis man.
So my guy was like, he go, oh, you are a good man, papi. You know, Dios bendiga, felicidades. All these various things he was saying last night. And we were just chatting. And then I get up to my room and I was like, oh my God, no. Oh no, I don't know where it is. So I pull up my laptop. Thank God I have my laptop because I actually lost that earlier in the day. None of this is due to drinking
nightmare.
Like, oh my gosh. We had this amazing event.
Like I wake up sweating about that and I have my phone on.
Exactly.
I'm sweating right now and I already know the end of the story.
Oh man. So yeah, we had this, it hit me. I was like, okay, I lost my phone. It's not a big deal. And then I just recently actually, like, my phone died and I had to go to the Apple store and I didn't back it up in time. So I had like a gap of like 6 months worth of like my kids' photos and like the anxiety just kills me. And so I thought that was going to happen again because we just had this amazing event with the brand new KW Sports and Entertainment division. I was able to put together this cocktail event. We toured the stadium. We saw the player tunnel. And I was like, I lost all those photos. That, you know, that's stuff for my business. But I get on Uber, you know, report a lost or stolen item. And they say, okay, great. What phone number can we call you back at when we find it? I was like, oh my God, no. So I call the front desk. Hey, if I give them your number and someone from Uber calls you, can you just please transfer them up? And I'm like, I hope the front desk isn't busy. They're like, yeah, okay, sure. And then like 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, no word.
I would have jumped out the hotel
Then I try to redo it. Hey, report a lost or stolen item and give them a different number. So I'm calling my wife, some friends, who's going to be up at 11:30. At this point, it's like 11:45. Eventually call my dad. And Dad, I love you. He was like, I was asleep. What are you doing? And I said, can I give you your number? If someone calls you, can you just tell them to go to my hotel? And he said, yeah, sure. Oh, wait, hey, I'm getting a call because I was doing it while he talked. So I'm like, okay, answer it. I'll stay on the line, please. Just let me know if they get it. And then I don't hear from him. I end up getting disconnected. 5 minutes later, call him back. Hey, any word? He goes, no, I don't know. And then
he took a call.
Yeah, exactly. So thanks to my dad, he did his job. So then like I'm in the dark for another 20 minutes. It's like past midnight at this point. I'm like, I got to be up at 7 a.m. What's going on? And the front desk calls me. Hi, someone has your phone. It's not your Uber driver, but this lady says she knows you.
That's unbelievable.
And
that is insane.
So I go downstairs. It's Sheena from DC. I don't remember your last name. It might be Harris, but Sheena's like this amazing mega. It was one of those people who's way ahead of me.
Sure.
And would share everything about her business. She sold a few hundred homes, I think, last year. She's built like a shower truck for the homeless to clean people up and give them opportunities. Like amazing, right?
Yeah,
and she's like, yeah.
And she just runs around delivering people's phones.
She said, I found this phone and I told the driver, I'm a realtor. We can figure this out. Like, I'm going to figure this out. my phone was locked, but she
That's
was
a
able to
mindset
go.
right there.
She was able to go into my reminders, and this is like it connects so many agents because she scrolled through, and it's like, oh, confirm lunch with YP, buy your plane ticket, and then it said like reply to Audrey Benassi on your to-do list, or put them, and then so I don't know if she like my phone was locked, so maybe she Googled Audrey. Audrey's a KW agent in South Florida, Coral Springs, I think. So Audrey, I'm going to see you today. Thank you so much for your help.
Shout out Audrey.
She calls
Incredible.
Audrey. Me and Sheena are at the same hotel, and then it was just amazing. And so so many amazing things came to me getting my phone back. And
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think that's an epic like segue to talk about the power of like the referral network inside of
Yes.
KW,
Oh
the
my
segments, all this stuff. And
Yes.
you've referenced
Yeah.
them a couple times.
Yep.
So you referenced sports and entertainment,
Yep.
but I actually want to talk a little bit about YP, Young
Yes.
Professionals.
Yes. Let's
We're
do
all involved in it. Talk to me
YP.
about talk to me
that's
about
not a thing.
how
Don't make that a thing. I'm just
how
tired.
YP has like changed your business.
Oh, I mean, by far the best thing that I've done for my business. I came back from Family Reunion in Vegas, and our MCA, who was not a YP, like he must be 60 years old, but he goes, "You should start a Young Professionals chapter." And I was thinking to myself, no, I don't start things like, yeah, someone else does it. I can sit in on the meeting or whatever. But honestly, starting the chapter in Boston was the best thing that I've ever done. The amount of first and foremost, the bread and butter is the fact that YP vigorously refers to people in YP. And so you have 1,100 or so agents spread across the country in Canada that when they have a need somewhere else, they are looking for, who do I know in this network for it to go to? It's uncanny, which, listen, God bless, Keller Williams itself and other divisions within it. I don't know that I see that necessarily within the whole company, but within YP, it's huge. So I would say that my business from a bottom line number, probably anywhere from 75K to 115K GCI each year just from being involved in that,
Yeah.
which is
Dude,
off
that's
the charts.
awesome, man.
And then there's meeting people that are,
Between two Patricks.
better
That's
real
what's
estate
up.
agents than me, like just have incredible ideas, like people that are like,
High level.
like
That's
10
it.
years younger than me and just like
Yes.
crushing it and like being able to learn from
100%.
them is so, it's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
the connection within there is
Yeah.
just,
Well, I
the
think-
brain trust is amazing.
I tell my agents like, hey, I don't care what tribe you attach yourself to, but like if you're not part of some type of tribe inside this company,
Yes.
where you just go all in on that tribe, then you're missing out. Your money
Correct.
is falling
Yes.
through your fingertips, and more than money, the relationships are falling through the cracks that are going to pick you up and grow you to the next
Yes.
level.
Yes.
Because to your point,
Yes.
like it's, at Keller Williams, it's who you become.
Yep.
And I truly believe that. And when you plug into YP, Bold, whatever that segment, whatever your tribe is,
Yep.
if you go all in on it, like you can't go
Yep,
wrong.
all in.
You really can't.
Question for you guys. Had you guys come to Family Reunion or Mega Camp before joining a segment?
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't it vastly different to come
Yes.
as a member of something?
That's
I went in
a great
2018 and I only knew people from my market. And I'm like, man, I'm paying a lot of money to hang out with people that I could hang out with back in Raleigh.
Yeah.
And I mean, the content was amazing, but you can stream that online. You can get it. It's nothing they're saying on stage is usually that revolutionary,
Right.
but it's the setting that you're in. And so the next time I came, and I was honestly thinking, maybe I leave Keller Williams. Maybe I'd been a 3 or 4 year agent at that point, selling plenty of homes. I knew all the models. I knew I could look it up online. But I thought, let me go again. There was something special about Family Reunion. And, I've always thought about this YP thing. Let me join that, because if I'm going to go, a lot of the YP value is in person here at the
Yes.
events. And then I showed up on Friday night, tried to hang with the crowd in YP, didn't know what I was getting in for. It's not all crazy, don't worry.
Dave's
But
got
if
an
you
hour
want
of sleep.
to work hard, play hard, right? So we played hard Friday night, and then Saturday morning was the YP Advance, which we had yesterday morning. And I was expecting, here are all the scripts to sell more homes. Here are all the reasons you should sign up for these different things. There's always stuff that you can sell to agents. Here's a coaching company. Here's some software you need to buy. But it was 4 hours of how to build long-term wealth, how to invest in real estate. The people that have owned hundreds of rental homes around the country. They brought in an amazing speaker about the power of LinkedIn. And it was like, this was just a gift to me.
Yeah.
Thank God they had breakfast, tacos, and coffee to help me stay awake through that and to make it through. But I could talk about why,
I usually only
Yeah.
go for the breakfast tacos. So I was disappointed this year in that.
That's okay.
But yeah.
We love you anyway. But no, like that session alone, that 4 hours and like the 3.5 hours we had yesterday is worth the entire cost of YP for the year.
Absolutely.
Even if you don't get that GCI. I haven't done a lot of referrals. I joined our YP chapter late, and it's, there's already established relationships.
It's all right. It comes.
But like for me, I have gotten the GCI in my own like personal self-development and my friendships through YP. I would probably not be in KW. Who knows if I'd be in real estate right now. And I
there
mean,
you go.
Dude, it's changing my life and my kids' lives because of YP.
I love it. So I want to ask you guys
and
about...
I think one thing just about the referrals and stuff, like I think that there's people that assume, okay, someone like me might be known in Boston. That's fine, but there's new people joining all the time, and so there is absolutely room for someone in Phoenix to join and just connect with whoever is new in Raleigh or Chicago.
It's not a zero-sum game. Like there's enough for everyone to join. If you're
100%.
You did not miss the boat if you're thinking about joining YP, if you're in Boston, because we've got Patrick who's here, we've got Kimberly Meserve, another huge agent, and there's enough for both of them and more. So
plenty.
Take it away, man.
Well, no, Cammy, you can send me my royalty check later for that plug.
Mine too. Yeah,
exactly.
No, there's no money involved in us recommending YP, other than the money that you'll make.
I'm just giving you guys a hard time. So yesterday was really the first day of it was like the pre-event, right?
Yeah.
But what were like one or two ahas that you guys had yesterday?
Oh, real quick. Sheena Burton Sadum, I think I'm saying your name the right way, in the DC, Virginia metro area. Please give her your referrals. She's the one who gave me my phone back. I just looked up. Amazing, Sheena.
That's incredible.
Oh, man.
All right, so ahas, like, okay, say it again. The one, like...
There's one aha from yesterday, whatever you took part in yesterday. It didn't have to be... Could have been karaoke.
So David Abrams made a great point, and I unfortunately came in about halfway through him talking, but he reminded me that, the amazing thing about being human and the human existence is choice and the ability to choose. And unfortunately, people over time, for whatever reason, lose that. But man, it was powerful to hear that. And that, we as human beings have the distinction of choice. Not deciding something, but choosing something. That was awesome.
Yep. I really like that. It makes me think of the FM Alexander quote where, at the beginning of the one thing, where he says, people don't decide their futures, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their future.
Yes.
And that's that's all about choice. Every day you wake up, you make certain choices, and those choices are creating the habits that dictate your future. How about for you?
I mean, that was amazing. I wrote, have you guys read East of Eden by John Steinbeck?
A long time ago.
Not a big reader.
Oh my God. It's just one of my favorite books. Absolutely beautiful. It's one of these
Steinbeck, Mice and Men guy, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
Grapes
so
of
I read
Wrath.
that. All right.
So, but it's his family legacy. They cover a few generations, and it's kind of got like East of Eden, obviously biblical, Cain and Abel, killing your brother, being cast out, the choice to sin. Whether or not you're religious, we all know what it's like, good versus evil in this world, right? And it's about this family legacy, these kids that are born, and they end up repeating the mistakes of their parents. And it's like, oh shit, man. But there's this kind of climax about this word timshel, and I think it's a Hebrew word. I think there's a Mumford & Sons songs called Timshel too. And Mumford & Sons does some like Grapes of Wrath imagery in their stuff. Yeah, like on the Dust Bowl dance, all this stuff. And it's like, no, you like even if your family has a curse, even if you've made the biggest mistakes, okay, you can't change that, but you can choose in this moment, what are you going to do next?
Yeah.
And like, even for me, there are plenty of habits that I have that are not the most healthy. It could be what I eat, what I drink, lack of working out. And like, this is encouraging for me right now. And Jason yesterday, it's like, I can choose to change my future.
Yes.
Can't change my past, but I can choose to move forward. So, I mean, that was an amazing seminar. You killed it though, with what you said. But what the question was, takeaways so far?
Yeah. What's the biggest takeaway for you?
Kelly Henderson with her talk on, and this is another thing I love about Keller Williams as a company in general. They are not afraid to talk about money management, growing wealth,
debt,
and just like really getting into the weeds on, if you want to live a better life, like you need to take care of your own financial house.
Yes.
And so she blew me away talking about that for 45 minutes there.
One of the things that she said that really stuck with me, and I texted her after and was like, Kelly, this was it. Sometimes agents dilute their time so much to the detriment of their income. And what I see a lot of times, like people will come up to me sometimes and be like, "Hey, David, I want multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
You know, I know you have, you have investment properties, and you have this business and this and all this different stuff, and I want that too." And too quickly, people move from one stream of income to try and create another one, and you don't have a stream of income. And I think Ben Kinney talks about this a little bit. Like, unless it's sustaining, it's not a stream of income. It's a trickle of income.
Correct.
And because we have shiny object syndrome, we will build a business to a point where we think it's going to be sustainable, and then we move. But how much in moving our focus does that actually take away the number one moneymaker in our life? And I think like agents need to worry a little bit less sometimes about the JVs with title companies and the do my own mortgage company and all this stuff. And right now we're in a market that we've never been in before.
Yes. And what makes you more money than going out there and selling properties?
Lead generate, close properties, and then you can talk about
my stock returns can never make me what I earn.
Yeah.
I guess they could at some point, but nowhere near. It's not even on the same page. Like, sure, it's cool to see that what I have in there might have gone up 5%, 10%, whatever.
Dogecoin to the moon.
I learned from what I earned from selling real estate. It's not even close.
Diamond hands. Yeah, and it's the one thing, right? If you haven't read the One Thing book, it's not about real estate. It is by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, amazing minds. It's about business. It's about life. It's about focus. Before you even get in, you open the front cover, and it's got these two dotted lines, and it says, like, I don't know, ancient Chinese proverb, like the man who chases two rabbits will catch neither, right? And so the One Thing is all about, sure, the second revenue stream and the third, those are great and they're good to pursue. But you can't do that until you've earned the right to graduate from your first one. Until you 100%. Nail this out of the park, real estate brokerage, whatever it is, then you can pursue this other revenue stream. Because there's so much more juice to squeeze out of our businesses that if we split our time between all these, you would say dilute ourselves, water ourselves down.
Exactly.
It's just not, that doesn't all add up to what you could have had if you would have focused on one or maybe two.
Totally.
Well, so guys, it's starting to get a little busy here. I have one more question for each of you guys. Why do people choose to do business with you?
That's a great question. Napkins, probably.
Because of this sexy mug right here.
Let me brag on Patrick real quick. This dude is himself. He presents who he is accurately and humbly, and like he'll be transparent with his mistakes on Facebook, transparent with his family life and funny stuff between his wife and the kid. And so, they know who Patrick is. So if they want to work with him, they already know who he is. And so authenticity, I would say, is one of the things you nail.
For sure.
In addition to obviously knowing all your shit.
Yeah. And I think that's absolutely true. I mean, it's a blessing that, so where I took that away from? The Gary V had a 2021 conference. I think it was in 2018 or 19. And there's a guy, he runs a podcast called The Motherfucking CEO, Andy Frisella.
Yeah.
And he was giving a keynote there, and he literally said, "Look, you guys ride the middle too much, and no one likes people that ride the middle. You're trying to placate and sell to everyone, versus if you just found, out of 100 people, the 20 that would sing your name and like actually double down and triple down on them, you would take off." And his whole theory was, look, there are people that are not going to want to do business with you just because you're fat, you're skinny, you have short hair, you have long hair, your name is Patrick, you're from wherever, like literally just perceived biases already, where it doesn't matter how like good you might be. It's just, they're never going to buy real estate with a guy. It's going to be with a girl. What they might not even know that. And he was just like, you need to stop you need to take opinions on things. You need to actually like get in and really be and so
couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it took a while to get to the point where I'm at right now, where I think I'm pretty much an open book. I don't think anything's really off limits, but it was that really got me to like, okay, let's just go for it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Would you add anything else to the authenticity statement?
I think, back to like create, document, no, document, don't create, right? So like, that's a big part of it too. I don't know that there's anything else to add besides authenticity. And look, you have to know your stuff in real estate too. Like, you still have to be the best negotiator you can possibly be. You still have to be like, no one will do a market valuation better than I do. I promise you that. I'll put myself up against anyone.
That's good.
And it's like, you know, if you're not good at your craft, as well as being who you are, I think, you know, I mean, that's going to fail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
You actually have to be good at your craft. Yeah.
You can't suck at real estate
No.
and be an authentic sucker.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a house of cards that'll fall down
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. How about you? How do people do business with you?
I think it's, you know, I'm very transparent with my story and with who I am. I'm not a big sales guy. I hope that's at least what comes across, in that I'm not going to chase you. Hey, who wants to buy, sell, invest in real estate? You know, call me. I'm not going to call you 3 times a year and drop, 12 postcards in the mail to you, which are great. There's nothing against that. But it's just the people that I've accumulated through my experiences and staying in touch with people and genuinely caring for people, from architecture undergrad to 5 years in nonprofits and then just jumping in real estate with no safety net.
Genuinely caring about, giving a shit about the other people is huge.
And then, and I'm just very transparent about where I'm at. So for the first 2 or 3 years, not quite 2 years, I was the realtor who rents. People would say, oh no, I'm just renting right now. I'm like, hey, that's awesome. I'm the realtor that rents too. I get it. But I didn't want to stay there, and I wanted them to know I had a plan. So I was somewhere around the first year in the business, my home inspector mentioned, hey, have you ever heard of Bigger Pockets? And I was like, no, what's that? And I thought it was this cheesy money grab scheme, And then I started listening to podcasts, and it's a free education on real estate investing, better than any business school you'll ever get. It's just a list of podcasts just like this.
Totally. Go back to our episode on David Green.
Yeah, I saw that. You had someone else too, one of the mobile home park investors.
Oh yeah, Ryan
Murdoch. Ryan
Nice.
Murdoch. So,
Murdoch's my buddy.
That's awesome, man. So I would just tear those up. My wife would begrudge me listening to these on family beach trips. When the kids are asleep, can I turn it up just a little bit? This is before I had AirPods. And then opportunity came along. One of my clients was buying a house. We were in their neighborhood. And I said, oh, babe, can we check in and check on my client? She said, yeah, sure. So we're chatting with the client. I'm kind of in, client mode because they were closing in a few days. They were first-time buyers. And my wife was chit-chatting. And then we leave the house. And she's like, we have to buy that house. And I was like, what do you mean? She goes, didn't you hear? They said they're renting. Their landlords have tried to sell it to them the past few lease renewals. I said, well, babe, I haven't been a realtor 2 years yet. You don't work. All we have is our 1099 income, and banks usually need 2 years. And she was like, you're the guy who's making me listen to Bigger Pockets. Figure it out. And so we ended up.
I love wives.
We seller financed that property off market before I could even get a loan. And I basically went to them. I said, hey, it's the same kind of thing. Yeah. I'm never in business. You can never try to pull the wool over someone's eyes. Because even if you succeed, if you succeed, it will come back and bite you.
Did we miss the entire day?
Exactly. All right, go home, guys.
This has been so fun, guys.
Keep going. This is amazing.
Yeah, so I went to these people and a little bit on seller financing. All that means is you're not getting a loan. Usually the seller has to own the property outright because they can't sell it to you if they still have a loan balance. So they owned it free and clear. And I said,
Yo, get over here.
Yeah.
Listen to this story, and I'll give Wylopo a shout out.
Oh, awesome. Come on.
Even though Wylopo hasn't
Right.
officially inked our sponsorship deal yet.
Here it is. So anyway, so I contact the seller off market, talking about how I bought my first property, creative financing. I said, hey guys, I'm a realtor. I haven't been in 2 years yet, but here's how many homes I've sold. I'm the broker in charge, which is like the managing broker or broker of record for our downtown Raleigh office. And I had an American Express that shows you your credit score. And it was like above 700. And I just took a screenshot. I was like, here's my credit score. And I told them why you usually shouldn't do seller financing. It's usually for people who can't qualify for a loan. Credit score's too low. They don't have sustainable income. I said, I've got both of those. And my wife doesn't work. I'm a realtor. It'd be one thing if I asked you to loan me a car, like the money for a car, but like, this is my house. This is my brand.
Yeah.
And they came back. They're like, yeah, sure. And I said, how about we do 4% interest rate? This is when it was around 4.5 or 4 3/4. And then they said, sure, but we really want to get this price. Yep. And I had a price in mind that was way higher. And I had heard, maybe I need to anchor the price low first, but they went first. And I said, okay, great. I mean, if you guys feel good, I said, hire your own realtor if you want.
That's amazing.
They're like, no, we're sophisticated. And so, they had bought and sold, they had hundreds of properties. So they were very sophisticated. And they had a price. We found out there's a lot of hinted termite damage. Maybe they knew and they were in fact giving us a deal up front. So there was no hard feelings later on. But we lived in that house until about 11 months ago.
Nice.
Wow.
And now we're in 2 houses removed. We moved twice in 10 months, but everything we have is still a rental property.
Good
and those
stuff.
2 were also off market. So I'm like, hey, I'm an investor. People come to me wanting to sell their house, and I try to tuck them out of it. I say, in this market, that's the easy part, is selling your house. It's going to be a lot harder for me to get you another one, but I'm so passionate about building wealth and legacies. I have investment properties, or before I did, this is what I'm going to do. And I don't get me wrong. If you want to sell your house, that'll be easy for me. I'll be happy to take that commission. That's what I live for. Thank you. I would love to do that. But if you can find a way to rent it, you're going to thank me in 5 years, in 10 years, because the Raleigh market is like 5 or 10 years behind Austin, Texas.
Hell yeah.
Anyone who owned a property then wishes they held it, right?
Yep.
And so, so I'm just transparent about who I am, and it's a mix of my experiences, and hopefully that's why people want to work with me.
That's
so
awesome.
I want to share that and bring
The
people
creative
along for the
financing
ride.
is huge.
I love it. And so we're gonna close it in just a second, but before
This
we
guy
do,
needs a shout out.
hey, today's episode is brought to you by Wylopo because it's my podcast and I can make it by whoever I want it to be sponsored by. So, yo,
$10,000.
Ryan's my guy in the Scottsdale market. Tell him about Wylopo.
Yeah, so we're a digital marketing technology company, and the difference of us that kind of separates us from our competitors is not being the all-in-one. So have the ability to plug in with the AI or the APIs to a lot of the different CRMs that are out there with the real estate market. We do really well with the follow-up boss, so it's been fun.
Translate that for the average person who doesn't know what an API for a CRM
Yeah, well,
is.
it's being able to plug in. So at some point, we're trying to get to the point with command as well. That's why we're kind of here. Is Gary's given us the ability. We've wanted to do it for about 4 years now.
So lead generation platform.
Lead generation
right?
platform. So
that doesn't focus on the CRM itself. You guys, you focus on the actual lead gen.
Yeah. So we do
and let
Google
CRM
ads.
do what they're good at.
Google ads. We'll do Facebook ads. The biggest thing that we like to do, especially it's fun with a lot of KW agents because of their sphere, is the remarketing and retargeting. So we want people coming back to their website, right? We want to stay away from Zillow and Realtor.com and have people that they're getting the alerts every time and they're able to do the proper follow-up. So it takes an extensive, do really well with expansion teams, you know what I mean, that want to build extensive, platforms for themselves and continue to build out the teams. And it takes a lot of, different scripting because these are not always bottom of the funnel, right? Middle of funnel leads that are coming from the internet, but now more and more people transacting over the internet. We hope to, start kicking that in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome,
Yeah,
man.
that's awesome.
Thanks for letting me grab you. I
course.
know
Thank
you
you
have
so much.
places,
Yeah, thank
places
you
to
so
be.
much, guys.
If you're in Orlando, definitely stop in the exhibit hall. Go
come
see
see our booth.
Ryan. Guys, this has been Between Two Patricks. All right. So for all your
Just
Boston
outside.
needs,
David sandwich.
Yeah.
Boston needs. Yeah, my legs have never been this close together.
Yep.
So,
I'll stay here till the end. Yeah,
Oh.
I'll just stay close.
So definitely for all your Boston needs, this is your guy. For your Raleigh needs, this is your guy.
Yep.
You know
Come
who I am, Casey is in Scottsdale. This has been another episode of the All In Podcast. As always, go play All In.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of the All In Podcast. We want to invite you to find all of today's resources from our show page at aipodcast.co. We also ask that you take just 1 minute to leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. This is how we grow and how we're able to bring you the best content each and every week. Now go play All In.